Morning guys, it's a cold one here on the homestead this morning. The frost is so thick. While we're working out here in the forest, I've decided we're going to build the ultimate fire pit. Any of you that have built a fire pit before will know that the smoke just goes straight in your face. And the reason for that is it's not getting enough oxygen. So we're going to build a pit with an adjustable oxygen flow. So hopefully it stops all that smoke in the face situation. When you guys are building a fire pit, there's a couple of things to remember. One, make sure you've got a nice open patch of ground. And two, make sure you've got a nice open patch of sky. So the last thing we want to do is burn any trees. So our first job is clear the patch of ground. We've got this nice big metal bar, but you could just use sticks for this, a strong sturdy stick. What I'm going to do is figure out where I want the centre of my fire pit, which I think is probably about there. And if you get a stick with a hook on it, like that, I'll show you, stick with a hook on it, you can hook it around the pole. What this will do is give you a perfect circle to mark out. Get another stick. So that's given a nice perfect circle. And now we're going to lay out our tube, which is going to make the difference between a normal fire pit and this one. So I think a tunnel or a tube of about 4 inches wide is probably going to be optimum. So I'm going to lay that out there, headed towards the back. And again, we'll mark this with a stick. I'm going to crack on and start digging this hole. We'll show you a bit more once we get there. Use these flat stones, preferably you want them as flat as possible. That's the rocks in. What I've done is these rocks here I've tried to keep as level with the ground as possible. The middle section is lower than the ground surface, and then these ones at the end, which will be on the outside of the fire pit, I've got just above ground surface. If you could find some bigger rocks that are a bit longer, I'd have probably done that, but what I'm going to do now is cap this middle section off, cover it with soil, and we'll go from there. That's all the soil done and the stones in place, so this is what we're left with. We're left with what is a tunnel going underneath the ground. So what we're going to do now, get our actual fire pit circle in place. That is our fire pit complete, pretty much. One more thing left to do, and that hole in the middle, which is for the airflow to come from there to there once this fire gets going. Need something to stop everything falling in. And you could do a couple of different things. You could either use lots of flat rocks like this, wedge them in there and make yourself a grate, kind of like that, to stop bits dropping in. But I've been lucky enough to find a bit of corrugated iron in the river. So I found this in the river. And what I'm going to do is put that over the top there. That will give us airflow through here. Flatten it out a little bit more and punch a load of holes in there. So I'm going to get that done now. We can then get this beast roaring and see how it works. I mean, as you can tell, it's a big fire pit, this one. Then we've got a lot of brush to burn. You've got piles of it all over the place. So we're going to need a big one, and this will be nice for campfires and getting lots of people around as well in the summer. So I'll punch holes in this and we'll get this thing ablaze and see how it goes. What I'm going to use to do this is, if you can see that, I've got a chisel which is pretty goddamn sharp. So I'm going to use that to punch holes through this, and that will give us lots of airflow coming up all through the middle of the fire. As you can see, that works a treat. So we'll get this on, show you how it looks, and we'll get this thing alight. Thought I'd say quickly, you could have done this in a multitude of different ways. I've got this pipe work, could have just used that, put that through the ground, popped it up in the middle and out on the outside. Didn't think it was quite as rustic and as fun, so I left this for some other job, but feel free to do it any way you want. Principle's the same, it would all work exactly the same. All we're aiming to do is get airflow to the middle of the fire, because anybody who's had a fire pit before, or even a campfire, you'll know that sometimes the bigger stuff can take a bit of time to burn through, because there's no airflow to the centre of the fire like there is in a normal household wood stove or something. So get the grate on, which I've got here, nice holes through it. So grate's on, you've got lots of airflow through here, airflow penetrating through the holes, and more out the back side. And what we can do here is air inlet. We can control that just with a rock. So nice and simple. I'm leaving that to stop any stuff getting down there. There you have it. That is our ultimate fire pit. You can obviously make it smaller, make it larger if you feel the urge, but this is a good size for us. We're going to get plenty of brush burnt in it, and it's a nice size for the summer to sit around as well. So let's get this started. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. This is actually sucking air down. You can see the ashes being sucked down there, and there's so much airflow underneath. Look at this. Look at that airflow. So I think we can call the ultimate fire pit a win. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.